Hawaii Entertainment News, where we will talk about all the news that's happening around the film and entertainment industry in Hawaii.
You're supposed to say, I told you so.
Enough. Are you okay?
Oh my gosh, he's Superman!
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Well, I've been in Hawaii. I started through the military. I came in Hawaii in 2000. Yeah, and after my military career, which is I retired in 2010, trying to see what do I want to do next, you know, a new chapter in your life. And I went back to what I used to do when I was a young boy in Venezuela. I used to act, I used to perform. So I decided to go back to this route. And I started performing here in Hawaii. Of course, we all started doing different things like being extra in different films and television shows. From there, I decided to become a teacher. Okay. Though that I had my long career in Venezuela as an actor, I figured out, well, where can I fit into the film industry here in Hawaii? So I went back to taking more acting classes, different level, and after that I decided to go back into the industry and offer my service as a teacher and teaching acting. So I ended up going to different agencies like Susan Page, Premier Modeling, and I started teaching there for the different modeling girls and young boys and girls within the community. So I want to give it back those talents and the skills that I learned when I was in Venezuela. That's how everything started for me. I also work at the radio station. I'm a co-host for the Alma Latina show. It's a large community of Latino in Hawaii. We're about 250,000 Latinos in Hawaii. We're like 10% of the population. And also have a show they call it Latin Connection at Olelo community, and one called it Hispanic Hawaii, which is a think tank. We do a lot of things for the Latin community, as well as a lot of Latinos here as well. They want to be in the film industry.
Now the world is just right now learning about Hawaii and Hawaii's entertainment and Hawaii film industry, because we're actually, getting out there. What is the one thing you want the world to know about being an actor in Hawaii?
Well, first we need a foundation that you are creating now to promote us. Like I do stunt. I'm a stunt performer as well. Oh, wow. And as a stunt performer and as an actor, the foundation here in Hawaii to get us promoted is nowhere. They come to Hawaii and they bring everything. They bring the actors, they bring the AD, they bring everything. But we have a lot of talent here in Hawaii. As you mentioned before, sometimes we hear, but nobody really know who we are. And that's what we need in Hawaii to get to where we can promote ourselves and to see what is available in Hawaii.
It's all part of the plan.
what is that like as stunts? That's a whole nother world.
Well, I love danger. So from the time I was a young boy, and then joined the military in doing things, then you start jumping out of airplane, helicopters, and do all this dangerous stuff. When I start working as an actor, and I see all these stunts performer, and I was like, I can't do that as well. And as looking into the community in Hawaii, I want to differentiate myself from others. So, I'm a Latino actor, right? And we all got to know the friend are you working with. I'm going to promote myself as a Latino actor. That's what I want to do. And then later on, I say, well, I want to do a Latino actor, but I want to be a stunt performer as well. Can I run, jump, shoot, and do fighting? Yes, I can do all that. So why not? So I decided to say, I want to do stunts, and I start working as a stunt performer.
Wow.
So I got hired a couple times to do a few fighting, a few running, shooting, and I went back to the drawing board and said, well, anybody can do that. I need to do something different. Yeah. So I decided to go to stunt school in LA. Okay. And I packed my bag, I went to LA, and I took a stunt school. Classes where I learned how to jump from high elevation to an airbag, low elevation, how to do ratchet. Ratchet is when they pull you with a cable, like Bruce Lee, hit you in the chest and you fly, So I learned how to do that. Air ramp, when you see when somebody blown up and you're in the air flying, so they call it air ramp. And get hit by a car 10, 15, 20, 22 miles an hour. Also had to light myself on fire. So I said, well, we have a lot of retirees military here, and I have a lot of people here that can do the military thing, running, shooting, but how can I, be different than them? So that's why I went to the LA Stunt School and changed that,
Yeah. But on that same note, I think the biggest challenge that I can foresee is that, say 50 films come here, they're going to bring people that are way more talented, way more experienced. You see what I'm saying? Our talent, we have a lot of good talent here. It may not necessarily be properly oiled, I should say, just be light about it. It may not be as experienced just because of the environment. We haven't had much opportunity or whatever. What if you was in that position, how do we balance that? Because my thing is I want the local community to have a front seat at the opportunity table.
It's got to be a representative who have an open heart to really help everybody in the community without just helping his connection only, because they all create a team, right? And it's just all for my team. And I've been there where I was working in the last season 10 for Hawaii Five-0, and I had speaking role and everything. I couldn't do my own performer, but they don't want me to do my own stunt. They had to bring a guy sort of looking like me from Hollywood. With so many other stunt guys can look like me locally, right? And as I talked to Alex, Gary, we were sitting, we were talking, and I say, I would like to do some stunt. They're like, oh, do you know you were a stunt performer? Like, yeah, let me, get you with stunt coordinator. He was not interested. And talking to some of them, right? The guy who double me, which is the friends, and he want to fly him in from, it's that connection going on that you're really hard to break it. It's understandable that's how they do business, but simple things that you can hire here, you don't have to bring somebody from Hollywood, right? And to do that simplicity, but It's a connection, and that's how it is, and that's the reality. How can you break that? Having represented it there, it could be you, to looking out for the community. Hey, we have a lot of stunt performers, we have a lot of actors right here locally. Before you bring somebody from Hollywood, let's see what we have here, and then let's bring them from over there.
Hawaii Entertainment News, where we will talk about all the news that's happening around the film and entertainment industry in Hawaii.
Oh my gosh, he's Superman!
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
They came to kick my ass, and I'm like, yeah, that's not my fault. I'm doing what I'm told.
As you know what? I know. He gets it.
But you kind of need a little bit of room to work a whip, and a cabin of the plane is not exactly.
Our actors will actually keep a tally. Could I get someone to walk out of the show?
And you know, it always ends in world peace.
Yes. And welcome back to Hawaii Entertainment News.
When I was working in Hawaii Five, I had in season 10, episode number 7. I was working as a Colombia police officer, and I had the opportunity to talk to the main character, and he was the director. You can see I have an accent,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
And when he speak, he have an Australia accent.
Yes, yes.
And again, Carl is sitting next to him talking how when you performing, you don't have an accent. And he told me the same thing that I tell to myself: rehearse.
Yes.
You can create one, you can take one away. You can learn how to, close your eye in a second. You can have a smile. It's all about rehearsing, Richard. So if you rehearse, you practicing, it becomes natural. So that's something that was great lesson, a moment that I learned from him, and that's what we all need to do. We all have to come back and teach what we're learning and through our career. I'm willing to come back and teach how to get hit by a car. I'm willing to come back and teach you, what I learned when I was working in Venezuela, when I work in Off the Map, when I work in Triple Frontiers. So all the skills that we've been collecting for many years, we have to come back and educate the future generation. Because if we don't do that, slowly it's going to fade away.
So you've done film and stage?
Yeah, so my career started in Venezuela by doing stage, and I was well trained to do stage, and until I started working here and Off the Map, I realized, it's a little bit different, because on stage you gotta really, project out and enhance everything that you say and do and how you do it, and every day is not the same, different audience. So the mistake you made yesterday, maybe it's not going to happen today, right? Because you're on the stage, right?
That's true.
And when it came to working with Off the Map, the camera's right in your face, and the director wanted a specific way, and a repetitive movement and face expression and pattern that he expect you to do. So it was just two different things. So I had to combine those two skills and work on it and on the skills to become a better actor.
Right.
Yeah.
Which one you like the most?
To be honest, I think I like to be able to go and perform live, because during the live performance, I can be a little bit different every day, and I put a little bit of myself when you working right in front of the camera, and you have it like a friend that's what they want, and don't get out from the frame. This is what I pay you to do. Right. And that's it.
Even Crispy likes it.
I know, right? If you say you want to be an actor, yeah, it's different level to be an actor, right? The one that out there in Hollywood making millions of dollars, or the one that is here like we us, that we work for the love for acting. So the hard for me was to become that, an actor. Today I can call myself I'm an actor, and that is great accomplishment that I can say I'm an actor, and I can go work regardless of the level or today businesses. I can call myself an actor. I still like to do extra, because when you do extra, you can learn how the industry works. You know how you can learn where the cameras are positioned. You can learn how the director direct things. You can learn how they make the wardrobe. So you can learn different things as you go. Of course, sometimes it get repetitive, just like being the lead or just being the background. You get tired, right? So just take a break and come back. But you always want to participate in something, regardless of the level. Lead, supporting role, being an extra, or sometimes encourage others to, I don't want to be an extra no more. You know something? I want to be behind the camera. Or I want to be the assistant director. So when you come and become an extra, you can see everything, and then you can choose and pick what really call you hard. Does it call you to be behind with the tricaster controlling this camera, or you just want to be the guy who's painting the wall? Because they don't realize that everybody in the set is key, regardless of the position that you have. It's critical and it's important, not just the lead. I think I go back to talent. You have to develop your talent, and take away.
So film school.
Yeah, take away everything from all this click and everything. Just go back to talent, and we had to develop those talents. We had to have those schools. We had to have a representative. Sometimes. Many people who want to be an actor, when I used to teach Susan Page, 12, 15, 21 years old, I want to be an actor. But they don't understand the basic principle, because you can be an actor as a hobby, or you can be an actor as a business, because it becomes a business. Now, when you run a corporation, you're going to have marketing. You're going to have your CFO. You're going to have your person who's going to run your finance, your accounting. You're going to have your HR. So we had to educate a person, not only that talent, that when you become an actor, you're running your own little business. I need to promote myself, so I need to know how to promote myself. I need to know about marketing, right? If I'm going to spend money and doing anything to promote myself, would that be beneficial for my corporation? How can I claim down my taxes? So it's so much that a person who want to get into the business don't understand, and some kind of school, we can address each and every one of those points. From how do you find a job? How do you use this as a business? How do you develop your talents? What do you really want to be? Do you just want to be an extra? You want to become a principal? What talent you need to do that? Do you want to be a stunt performer? How do you start doing that? Do you want to work behind the camera? What school do we have available? Olelo have a good program. They can teach you the basic, but we can develop a school that have different area within the industry and develop a team that when they come here from Hollywood, we have it right here for you. Just choose and pick. What do you need? You need a cameraman? You have a cameraman. You have a director? Have a director. You have an AD? You have an AD. You need a stunt person? Here's a stunt person. So I think we can work on that and be prepared when Hollywood say, hey, I'm coming to Hawaii, and that representative can just point that director to that locations where he can pull from that pool. Yeah, it's already waiting. Yes, because it's difficult going back and forth to Hollywood. It's expensive, or you had to move and stay there.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Richard. For coming.
Thank you.
It's been eye-opening. I'm glad you shared all your experiences and stuff. And Yeah, and I look forward to working with you again on the set.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Aloha.
Next time on Hawaii Entertainment News.
There's predators out there. You girls gotta be, nobody needs to see you in that cute thong. Seriously. I know you got a great body, and unless, modesty is always more. And I was a model, and I understand all that stuff, and girls don't understand what men see. And especially men that are a little, girls, you need to tone it down a little bit. Your beauty comes from, show that through your eyes. Don't promote you on the beach with nothing on, okay? unless there's another industry you want to find. And even that one's not an easy one to get into.
Hawaii Entertainment News, where we will talk about all the news that's happening around the film and entertainment industry in Hawaii.
You're supposed to say, I told you so.
Enough!
Are you okay?
Oh my gosh, he's Superman!
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Is that it?
I think so.